Traders, you learn absolutely nothing about yourself as a trader when you have winning trades, right? Winning trades are easy. Yeah, you enter, you're in an uptrend, you get a nice retrace, you enter the market and it goes up and hits target, right? You think you're a genius and you learn practically nothing about yourself as a trader. The only time you really learn about yourself and get tested is when you have losing trades, maybe a series of losing trades, a losing week, even a losing month. That is what's really going to test your mettle and the psychology part of your trading. Okay, so stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to show you my week last week, and it just felt like I was putting out fires all week. Okay, and how I handled that. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Also, at the end of the vid, guys, I'm also going to give you all of my trade ideas for today. All right, so stay tuned. Let's start with last week. And as I said, I just felt like I was putting out fires all week. And we're going to look at some trade examples where I just got out of trades early. Now, that sounds quite simple, but it's not, because to get out of a trade early, you need to admit to yourself that you were wrong. Okay, and just human nature, right? It's not very easy to admit you're wrong sometimes. Yeah, it could be, personal life, work, but in this situation, trading, right? You do all of this, analysis in the market. You spend, hours in the morning doing your analysis. You find a really nice entry only for the trade not to do what you wanted to do. And you're like, how can my wonderful analysis be wrong, right? It's very difficult to admit that you are wrong sometimes and close the trade early. But I'm going to show you how last week was an excellent trading week for me, although it was a losing week. Right, which sounds a little bit contradictory, but I traded well, right? The market wasn't conducive to my trades, but I traded well. And what could have been quite a large losing week was a small losing week, right? Because I was willing to admit I was wrong early. And like I said, I was just putting out fires, right? So let's look at some of these examples. So the first one is this. This is Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. And I was looking to sell this, right? Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar sells. This was my entry and this was my stop loss. Let's not worry about the target because we're talking about putting out fires, right? It didn't get near the target, okay? But if I just use my normal entry and stop loss, I would have had, right, a pip amount of minus 28 pips. But it doesn't matter. That is basically equates to 1%, right, of my account, of my capital. But I actually closed the trade at 1.0846, right? So instead of taking a 28 pip loss, I took a 16 pip loss, right? And this worked out to about 0.6%, okay? So was I right to do so? The answer is yes, I was, right? Because if we look at the charts now, let me remove this. And I actually entered in here, right? I actually entered in here with a view to taking it lower, right? And my stop was up here. But as you can see, price, as soon as price broke this level, right, I got out of the market. Okay, actually my stop was more here, right? But anyway, it doesn't matter, right? I got out of this market because this candle here broke that high, right? So my exit plan on the H4 is, if I get a structure break in the opposite direction, I'm looking to sell, I get out of the market. That's what I did. And I saved myself 0.4% on this trade, right? Give yourself a pat on the back. That's good trading. You was willing to admit you was wrong and you saved yourself. You protected your capital. The next one, like I say, guys, just putting out fires last week. Next one was New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Okay, so let's take a look at this one, right? So as you can see, guys, this was another sell trade I was looking at. New Zealand dollar, US dollar sells. The entry was 0.6143, and my stop loss was at 0.6191. So that's roughly 50 pips, right? It's roughly 50 pips, actually 48 pips, right? But 50 pips. Now, if I'd let my trade run, okay, we'll see if I would have got stopped out, but I would have done. I would have lost 50 pips, but again, the pip amount isn't important. I would have lost 1%, right? But as you can see, I closed the trade early, okay, and I got out at 0.6153. So I had a 7 pip loss, and this equated to, just over 0.1%, right? A tiny loss, okay? Now, again, let's see if I would have got stopped out. Okay, so let's just remove this. All right. And as you can see, guys, right, I actually entered in here. Right, I put my stop up here. Okay, and I actually got out on the back on this candle, right? And I'll explain why very shortly. And took a very small loss. Okay, but look, if I didn't, price would have come up and it would have easily have taken out my stop loss. And now I'm in a buy trade as we speak, right? The market has changed. Okay, so again, admitting that I was wrong, I took a small loss, 0.1%, right? So this wasn't actually a H4 structure break, but this was more of a daily thing, guys, right? What I was seeing was this. Okay, on the day chart, I wanted price to come lower and it just wasn't, right? Buyers started coming in here, and then when I got this large bullish wick, right, question marks were, being raised, right? Alarm bells were ringing. Yeah, buyers are coming back into this market. And then when I saw this H4 candle form, yeah, very bullish, I got out of this market, right? Great, good trading once again, right? It's not me patting myself on the back, but it's a case of, I really admitted that I was wrong early and got out. It's not easy to do that, okay? And then the last trade to look at was pound New Zealand dollar. It's all New Zealand dollar pairs. These were the, the blight of my week. Again, right, let's just find, so here we are, guys, right? This was my trade, okay? So as you can see, last week we had a pound New Zealand dollar sell trade. This was my entry and this was my stop loss. Again, right, 240, 350. This was about 110 pips stop loss, okay? It's pound New Zealand dollar, right? Those stop losses are going to be large, right? So that would have been 1%. Okay, but as you can see, I got out at 2.1286, which was only 46 pips. So this was about, let's say, around 0.4%. Okay, now again, why did I get out of this trade? So again, we just remove this and we look at the chart. It was because I actually entered in here because we had this structure break here, right? And my stop was up here. And as soon as I see a structure break, right, which happened here, right, I got out, okay? This actually broke on my broker, okay? And we're seeing higher lows. We get a structure break here. I'm out of this trade, okay? And again, it was justified. Price would have just come up and nicked my stop loss. Okay, so what could have been a series of trades that were minus 3%, I come out of those trades at roughly, just over 1% loss, right? And that is a huge victory. That's like a 2% win if you think of it, right? So guys, have your exit criteria, right? As much as you have an entry plan, you need an exit plan. That's important. But if you're starting to read price action and price is going against you, or you don't like some of the daily candles, admit to yourself that you are wrong, okay? And it will save you money and save your capital. Now, guys, I'm going to delve into my trade ideas for today. We've got loads of good trade ideas, guys, so stay tuned. Before we do, if I could ask everyone to please subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash the like button. It really helps support the vid. Thank you. If you haven't already, please come join our free Discord channel, right? It's a great community of traders where you can talk to like-minded traders, share knowledge and ideas, right? It's free. Come join it. If you want more than that and you want access to my trade signals, you want access to my strategies and tutorials, and you want direct access to me, as in you can ask me questions, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy. And right now, guys, if you sign up with one of our preferred brokers, you can get free access to the VIP Trading Academy, right? No brainer, guys. Come sign up. Right, trades for today. I must be a glutton for punishment because again, it's a lot of New Zealand dollar pairs, right? And I am seeing New Zealand dollar strength. Let's start with euro against the New Zealand dollar, right? So this is the first one with New Zealand dollar strength. And as you can see, we are in a downtrend, but really we're in this area of consolidation, okay? Price could break out either side of this consolidation. Obviously, if it breaks to the upside, I'm not interested because I'm seeing a downtrend. But if it breaks to the downside, I'm all over this, right? And I'll be looking to sell this back down to here. All right, so that's the day chart. I also like the fact that we did get a nice bearish candle yesterday at the top of this range, if you like. And if we look at the H4, you can see this range quite clearly, guys, right? We're ranging from here to here. In fact, I should put in a resistance level up here, right? This is what we're seeing. Yeah, just ranging. So what do I want to see, guys? I want to see a break of these lows. I want to see, price come down and then bang. We get a break out of this range, yeah, and I will start selling here, stops above here, look to take price lower. All right, so that's the first New Zealand dollar strength trade. I'm also looking at New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, if we go to the day chart, right, this was a weekly idea as well, guys. All right, it's important to point that out because this is what's spurring this trade on as well, right? We're in this, we need to go back a bit, guys, actually. We're in this uptrend. Right, this is where we're at. We're in an uptrend. We had a bit of a retrace, nice bullish wicks, and the idea was to come back up to the highs. If we drop to the day chart, look at yesterday's candle. Look, there's also this trend line here. You can see price is respecting this trend line. Okay, plus look how bullish yesterday's candle was, right? And I just want a bit of a retrace back up to these highs. If we drop down to the H4, maybe this move's already happened, right? Maybe this becomes a very bullish H4 candle and we miss it. But really what I wanted to see, guys, was a, retrace down to this level, even the moving average 20, right? And then I would start buying, okay? Stops below here. So we shall see. Maybe it will come back down. And also New Zealand dollar, US dollar, guys. I am in this trade already. Okay, so if we start with the day chart, yeah, we were in this downtrend and price was respecting this trend line. Okay, and as you can see, we've had a nice bullish candle break through this trend line. The weekly chart supports this idea, and the idea is just to come back up to these highs here and this psychological level. If you drop down to the H4, you can see that break of that trend line more clearly, right? You can see this break, hit that trend line, come back down, and then eventually broke it, okay? And especially like this candle broke all of these highs, and out of the trend line. We had a bit of a bearish start to the day, but so far it's looking good for buy still, right? You know, we've not only got this break of this trend line, we've got this trend line as well, where price has been supporting. So somewhere in here is a very good entry to start buying New Zealand dollar, US dollar. If you haven't already, I am already in it. There's more, guys. There's more trades. I'm also liking the look of US dollar CAD, right? I'm still waiting for a break here, but on the day chart, you know, we're in a downtrend. Okay, arguably not a downtrend, right? We're potentially seeing this, okay, right, on the day chart. But if I show you the weekly chart, we're clearly at a very nice area of resistance, okay? Now, all I'm looking for is a break of this level, right? If this doesn't happen, which has been quite stubborn, right? It's bounced off, bounced off, bounced off. You know, this could start doing this and I just won't be interested. All I want to see is a break of this level and then I will start selling it. Okay, so US dollar, Canadian dollar, and also Euro pound, guys, is an interesting one. If we drop down to the day chart, you can see we're in this, clearly in this downtrend. Okay, and then we've had a bit of a break on the H4 here. So we're in a downtrend. We're bouncing off the moving average 20. If I zoom in, you can see we've got a nice bearish candle as well. Okay, and we've got room to move into back down to these lows. Okay, so this 8400 would be my target. And then if we drop to the H4, you can see again we've broken out of a trend line, right? And we've broken H4 structure. So you can see this trend line, right? Excuse my line, been drinking. And also, but not only that, guys, we've had a break in H4 structure as well. We've broken these lows. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a bit of a retrace back towards this trend line and the moving average 20, and I will start selling in here. All right, guys, so trades galore. Also, gold and silver are still buy ideas, but we need a retrace on those as well. Guys, hope you've enjoyed the vid. If you have, please subscribe, like, and share. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you later for the live stream, 8 a.m. New York EST time.